Ayo, can you please give me the lineup for this week?
Let's take a look at the fixtures.
Let's see how it's gonna be. Oh wow, the weekend is starting great with Nottingham Forest and Man City. Biodun already said he's thinking of a draw. I mean, Man City win, but most likely, or the other way around. Worst case would be a draw, right? Ayo, what do you think? Nottingham Forest City.
The thing is, both teams. Let me think about this.
Take your time.
Has the rebuild really started with City?
That's the question.
Yes, I believe so.
It's still in the starting phase, though. Is it really at the peak? Where
I know, but the point I was making.
I'm gonna call it 2-2 draw for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Call it 2-2 draw.
Now I was just gonna say I believe that the rebuild has started because as a manager that had cash, that had money, they had spent the money already. They're not like, just trying to figure out who we're going to bring in. If they're going to bring in somebody, I mean, they brought in 4 players.
Yeah.
4 players. We all know that De Bruyne is probably gone after the season, right? Rodri is back in training. I don't know if Real Madrid is still interested. If they are not interested, Rodri will be back for next season. And that's what I meant by the rebuild. Akanji that got injured, he already had the surgery. So
Ake got injured too.
Ake got injured too. Stones got injured. So
I mean, their defense is.
So they're still struggling.
So I know their defense is struggling, but they brought in Kusanov, they brought in Victor Reyes. So the point I'm trying to make is that by next season they will be in a better shape. That's why anybody that needs a surgery, they make sure that they have the surgery now. So even if they are going to buy more, it will be defenders next season. The attack, they already have those people there to fill in the gaps.
So basically, the rebuild you're talking about is mainly for next season.
Yeah, it's for next season. No, I mean Guardiola already said it. There's nothing for this season other than the FA Cup that they are in.
Champions League spots.
Champions League spots and FA Cup.
Champions League spots and the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I don't expect they'll win FA Cup either.
I mean, if with the new players they bought, I expect them to push for it. But yeah, let's move on.
I mean, when I watch those new boys, I think it's going to take time for those boys to gel. Kusanov is not ready. He's not playing like a top 4 defender at the moment.
I agree.
I haven't seen much of Victor Reyes. Nico Gonzalez seems to be settling in okay, but still, like, Premiership fighting for top 4 is a whole different ballgame.
It is, but and Guardiola is done with his divorce, so maybe he's back. I mean, I think
we'll see. I think this will be. I really think, like you said, Charles. I think this will be a good game for us to see.
For sure.
What City has to offer for the rest of the season. I think they will struggle. Ake is out. Stones is out. Guardiola is playing great on the left when he's not a solid.
Lucas Natson went to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but this is a weak City team. Technically, we're not sure about.
It is. It's a weak City team.
But the thing is, Ayo, we said this about City against Newcastle, and we all know what happened in that game. They whooped Newcastle. So I think if they beat Nottingham Forest 5-0, 6-0, I won't be surprised. But like you guys said, I think it's going to be a draw. I'm hoping for a draw because, like I said earlier, if Chelsea wins, Chelsea shoots up to 3rd, and we really need that. Anyways, let's move on. Brighton
Newcastle was a disappointment.
Brighton Fulham.
Anyway.
What do you think?
This Fulham team, man, just with results that are up and down. I don't know. Yeah. Brighton is in a good form. Brighton's really in a good form. I'll give it to Brighton. 3-1.
They win for Brighton. Okay. All right. Next is Crystal Palace Ipswich. Ayo.
I'll give this to Palace still. I hope Mateta is feeling better. That was really sad what happened to him in the FA Cup. Yeah. I hear his ear was almost split in half. And he had to have, 23 stitches?
52.
52? Oh,
wait, how?
Sorry. 25. I flipped it.
Okay,
how did
25.
Someone stepped on him?
So I didn't see it, but it was a long ball and the keeper apparently charged out trying to clear, but his foot went right over his ear on the side of his head.
So without Mateta, you think they still push for a win?
I think they still have enough.
Nketiah
has been scoring, so he seems to have. And Nketiah is a poacher, right? Nketiah just needs chances. So Nketiah will score. He will get those chances. I think what has been happening with Nketiah is when he's come on, he's been brought on. Palace like to play with 3 strikers. You know, the way they used to play with Ayew, who is really a striker but used to play out wide. Nketiah was brought in to play a similar role, and so he's been playing that role. I think with Mateta out now, he's going to be the focus man. He's going to play as a 9, and he will get chances and he will score.
What about Edward?
Edward left, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he left to, was it Celtic or where?
Yeah, I haven't seen
Edward left Palace.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he's no longer at Palace.
Okay, alright, great. Crystal Palace Ipswich, so Crystal Palace win. Liverpool Southampton, I don't think we should be even talking about this. Best
we can move on.
Who thinks Southampton can get a draw and win?
Alright,
let's keep moving. Brentford Aston Villa, that's a good game. Biodun, on to you. What do you think?
Oh man.
I know, so that's I gave it to you, it's a tough one.
2-2. If there's a win there, the win will be Aston Villa. If there's a win in that game, it will be Aston Villa. Or if not, I'll go with 2-2.
Ayo, do you agree?
Okay. I think so. I think that's fair.
Because I was thinking it to be Brentford. I know Aston Villa is shaky. Sometimes they tend to be shaky the way I watch them. Sometimes.
They want to make top 4 to remember that.
Yeah, I know. They're pushing for it, yeah. I don't know what Brentford is pushing for, but they'll be playing well too when they need to.
Yeah. They want to finish better than they finished last season.
2-2 sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Everton. Ayo, you want to take that one?
I'll give this to Everton. Everton with a win.
I want to ask why.
Why? Because Everton is playing well under David Moyes. Because Beto is on form.
He is. And Wolves.
Wolves.
They're not convincing.
And I think Cunha got a red card, didn't he?
Got a red card, so his stupidity is
so their best player is not even available for this game. He got a red card. So he'll be unavailable.
That would be a good reason for them to lose the game. Alright, moving on to Sunday. Chelsea, Leicester City. Normally I would take this one. I mean, what I wanted. I'm predicting a win. Chelsea seems to gradually, slowly be coming out of their slump. A win for them, for us, takes us a 3rd spot. If Nottingham Forest and Man City can both draw.
Are you sure you're coming from your slump? Is it because you won the
Conference League?
Conference League game?
I mean, we won our last game against Southampton too. So we won 2 games back to back. See, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. In these recent times, that's a big deal.
In this economy, I mean.
In this economy.
Wins are scarce for Chelsea in this economy.
In this economy. So on the much not though, Southampton, Leicester, and this is Maresca's former team, so I definitely expect him to step up and put his best foot forward. So I think we can take the field. I would never brag on the team.
Can we move on this? I don't know why we're discussing Chelsea.
Problems recently. Ben will get to you in a minute. We'll move on faster when we get to Arsenal. But anyways, I think Maresca maybe is getting things situated. After he benched Sanchez, I think that was a good move. So from there, hopefully he can fix the defense and go from there. So I'm hopeful. Spurs, Bournemouth. Biodun, that's for you.
Oh man, good game. Bournemouth, they will definitely want to bounce back. Spurs, Anje want to keep, winning. City stopped their winning streak, so he's definitely going to try to get back to winning ways. It's going to be tough. Bournemouth is a very good team. Honestly, I see Bournemouth defeating Anje again. I like Anje, but I think he might lose this game. I think Bournemouth will win this game 3-2.
So let me ask you guys something. As of right now, is Ange's job safe?
Yes. Angie wasn't sacked when everybody thought he was going to be sacked. So why would you sack him now? Now that he has all his players back, why would you sack him? He told them, he said, when my players are back, results would, that was better. Yeah,
So
I think he lost like
We
7
lost-
in 8 or 9 games, and they didn't fire him.
They didn't fire
that
him.
was
So
when
why would you fire him
he
now?
lost like 6 games straight in the Premier League.
in a row. Yep.
It was like, bottom of the league performance. So
Yeah.
if he wasn't sacked, then I think he's fine now. After that streak, they won their 3 games back to back. Before the narrow 1-0 loss to City. So I think he's safe. Will he still be there after the end of the season? I don't know if Daniel Levy will reconsider, or maybe he's finally decided, okay, it's time we keep our managers and just give them a chance. So let's see what happens in the summer. But I think he's safe for the rest of the season.
Fair. All right, Manchester United, Arsenal, the biggest game of the weekend. Biodun, start us up. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Why would Arsenal lose this game? Tell me about it.
I mean, before this,
Did I remove Charles from this conversation? Biodun? I can click a button to.
I mean, before this game, Arsenal was still trying to push for the title. This game was in the category of a must win. Now it's not in the category of a
You
must.
sure?
It's in the category of a nice to have, right? So if we go with the Moscow model, right? Must, should, could. This is a nice to have. It will be good to win. 3 points is always good, at least to maintain your second position. But you know that Arsenal, Man U is always a difficult game, regardless of the form that either teams are. It's always a difficult game. We have beaten this team the last 3, 4, 5 games, right? I mean, they haven't won against us in the last 3 or 4 games. Last season, we also went to their home and beat them. I don't know if they will allow us to do a double on them this time around. I think it's going to be very, very tough. They are not doing well. They have injuries. They play draws. I think it's going to be another draw.
Really?
Interesting.
What do you think?
I think we have to beat Man U.
Why?
I think anything else is inexcusable, right? To show that the boys are still up for a fight, whatever that fight is.
The boys you saw against what was the last league game?
Against
Was it West Ham? Yeah.
West Ham. That was disappointing. It was horrible. It
wasn't West Ham, by the way. It was
worst
Forest.
performance.
The game before that.
Wait, was
No,
the last game was
West Ham.
Nottingham Forest was the
The one
last.
they lost to West Ham.
The game against West Ham.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest was the
You lost to West Ham, right?
okay. Nottingham
We
Forest.
lost to West Ham.
Yeah, so that game against West Ham, that was it. That's a group of boys that they didn't understand the business.
What about
They
the ones
did
that
not.
played with PSV? I mean,
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. As a matter of fact, they scored too many goals that I don't know if they will be able to score
they
against
scored all
Man
the
U.
goals they have left for them.
Yeah, they probably have scored. I mean, you don't have a striker. You struggling to score.
7
You went there
goals.
to score 7 goals. How will you score for the rest of the season?
My take of that was that the Dubai effect kicked him a bit too late this year. Because last year, right after we came back from Dubai, we were firing. So they tried it again this year. It's like the effect of that, they just started kicking in against PSV. So maybe we'll go and we'll score 5 against Man U again. But at that point, it's already late.
And it's very, very possible. But Ayo, you said something. You said you have to beat Man U.
Yeah.
Is it an ego thing? Because according
so.
according to Biodun, you don't have to because you're not fighting for the top spot anymore. Liverpool.